Hey, what is up guys, Delvin here. I have a new video for you guys today. Today, we're going to be doing the BLEACH mod 1.7.2 for, obviously, Minecraft 1.7.2, made by Little Bread Loaf on the Minecraft forums. And there's a really cool mod. I've already done 2 mod showcases of this for the past versions, and this is just going to be the 3rd one, and it's going to be the newest one. And it is, in fact, the coolest one, because of all the new features that have been added. So, basically, when you spawn, you get this little faction selector. This will either select you as a Quincy, a Shinigami, or a human. This is obviously new to this version because it was not in the last version I played. So, basically, there's going to be a little guide that will pop up in a bit, and it will show you the options between Quincy, Shinigami, humans. Basically, it will show you the options between everything, and you will be very satisfied with the outcome. So you just click on the little guide, and it will take you to the part of the video. So I will see you guys in a bit. Welcome to the guide for this video. On the left, you'll be seeing the blocks, the items, the mobs, and the dimensions. These have nothing to do with the Shinigami and the Quincy, which are on the right. The Shinigami also has a little subsection for the Shikai and the mask, if you do so want to go on to those. Click on an annotation, and I will see you guys in the video. The blocks. Okay, so now we're here with the Reiatsu block. The Reiatsu block is made in a 3x3 with 9 Reiatsu, and it is basically used for the main things in this mod. So, you're gonna pretty much need this. It's very important. Next up, we have the hollow bait. The hollow bait is used to spawn hollows when it's not nighttime. Obviously, right now it's nighttime, so there's really no point in having it. But it is used for when it is daytime and you want to spawn hollows and like gain experience. I don't know. Just play, have fun with the mod. That is there for you if you very much like it. So, now let's go on to the next thing. There's going to be some of the decorative blocks in this mod. There's going to be paper walls, which are giving you that nice bleach/Japanese feel. If you really like it that much, you could just have it on your walls. You know, it just gives it a nice aesthetic feel, and it just gives it an overall good bleach feel. Just that good feeling, you know. Paper walls with holes in them and little parts hanging out for whatever reason. And then we have a little fence. This has obviously been in Minecraft, but with the paper lantern, and the paper lantern works as a torch, but it's 300 times cooler than a torch, so that is why I'm selecting it. And it's very cool. You can also see inside of it, and it's nice. And then it has like a little symbol on it, which I have no idea what it means. But finally, we have 3 last blocks. It's gonna be the diamond hollow block, the emerald hollow block, and the gold hollow block. You click on it, you destroy any of these, and he will spawn the ore hollow. The ore hollow, it could come in 3 different variations: the emerald, the diamond, the gold. And it is very cool how he's able to spawn like that. So basically, if you're in a cave and you're like, oh, I see a little diamond, you mine it, and then this guy pops up and fucks your shit up. So he's a very mean dude, in my opinion. So let's go on to the next thing. There are only like 3 items. Alright, so now we have the soul cloth. The soul cloth is used to make the armor in this mod, such as the Shinigami robes or the Quincy robes. And the soul steel is used also to make items in this mod, such as the Zanpakuto or the Quincy bows. So it is a fairly cool things here. Very important to the creation of the mod. And also the Reiatsu, which is also extremely important. It makes the Reiatsu block, and also it's a consumable which you can consume, and it gives you Reiatsu. But obviously, since I'm a human, I don't have any. You have to be a Shinigami or a Quincy to have it. So let's move on right into the next section. It's time for the mobs. Alright then, so next up we have the hollows. Now, the hollows are the species of mobs that are in this mod, and are the main enemy from the BLEACH anime and basically the BLEACH universe. It's basically what the show is based around, fighting hollows. So yeah, so we're going to start off by doing the hole. The hole is actually a hostile mob. If you are a Shinigami, you can right click on that little thing right there, and you can send them into the Soul Society, which is an area from the show, which he has not implemented in the mod, but it gives you Reiatsu for doing so, and it makes you a good citizen to the United States of America. God bless America. Next up we have the Bat Hollow. All these different hollows have different effects. The way to fight this hollow, by the way, is by going back and hitting it, because otherwise you're going to get hit by its blindness. And its blindness is obviously kind of devastating because you can't see shit. So, yeah. They all have different effects, such as that one had blindness. We also have the Spider Hollow, which was changed from the last version to this one. It is now still as hard as fuck to fight, but now it's bigger, it's a bigger target, and it doesn't jump around like shit crazy, so it's actually kind of easier to defeat. I would only recommend fighting this if you're a Quincy, because you can hit it from long range, because otherwise this guy's a complete bitch to beat. So, yeah, I do not recommend touching him. I am going to go away. I will see you guys in a second when I'm away from him. Alright, so next up we have the Blaze Hollow. The Blaze Hollow comes at you and it gives you slowness. So, as long as you don't let it touch you, it's fine, because he doesn't do that much damage anyways, and he's pretty easy to kill, unlike some of the other ones I've been fighting. Get the fuck away from me! My god! Chicken, protect me! Alright, next up we have the Golem Hollow. This guy can be very, very intimidating. Just stand still and try to whack at him as he comes towards you, because he can send you up in the air and light you on fire, which is pretty devastating in my opinion. So you could also hit him underwater, which is a very good tactic. It also defeats him fairly easily. So yeah, two different tactics to beat him up with. And you saw the devastating move he did. And I'm going to eat some chickens. Nom 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 nom. PETA, don't sue me. Alright, so now for the next mob, it's going to be the Snake Hollow. The Snake Hollow, when it gets near you, it will inflict poison damage. I recommend fighting him the same way you fight the Golem Hollow, so that way the poison doesn't get to you. But he's a pretty intimidating mob if he can touch you. But otherwise, he's a pushover and he's very easy to beat. Next up we have the Wasp Hollow, which I believe also does poison. But it's the same strategy, really. You just have to stand still and fight him. But nope, he just attacks you normally and he doesn't inflict any poison damage. Next up we have the Stalker Hollow, which is a pretty creepy dude in my opinion. I believe he does not do anything, he just attacks you. But since he blends into the darkness, he's kind of harder to see, I assume. So that's basically the only use I could think for him. So yeah, let's move on to the next ones. Okay, so we only have 5 more. That's going to be the Small Lizard Hollow, which doesn't do anything. He's just a little guy. He just goes around, living life. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm saying. But now we have the Ore Hollow, which I'm going to spawn in here because I do not want to fight him. But as you can see, he has different color variants, like I told you guys beforehand, just in case you didn't believe me. And he only came in Emerald no matter what. And I'm about to die because I can't sprint. So I'm going to go into game mode, and I will see you guys in a second. So after completely not cheating and getting myself 2 golden apples, we are back. So let's spawn in the Wolf Hollow. The Wolf Hollow is just an attacking mob, and he just attacks you. He is pretty good, so you want to kind of evade his attacks. So he could only go straight forward, so if you just like move around him in like a circle, he can't really get you that well. He can still get you though, because you know everybody can still get you. But next up we have the 2 granddaddy mobs, which is going to be the Grand Fisher, which I will get away from immediately, because he is a bitch and a half to fight. Basically, he's just a little enemy that killed Ichigo's mom in the show, and he's very mean, and people don't really like him because he's that mean. So I'm going to get away from him. He is very creepy, especially in this darkness. So otherwise, he just looks like a really fucking weird dude. But yeah, he does inflict blindness upon you, and you're gonna have to fight him in the blindness, because he is very difficult to defeat otherwise, without you coming close to him, because he will just be able to attack you non-stop. But the last one is the Menos Grande, and basically he's just a huge dude, and he's fucking strong as shit. And I am going to die if I keep on fighting him, so I'm going to run away, and let's move on to the next thing. Ooh, dimension spooky. Alright, next up we have Test Garganta. Basically, there's the dimensions in this mob, and you just shift and right click, and you will be transported into Hueco Mundo. The Hueco Mundo Basically, it's just the area where the Arankars lay and the hollows are formed in the show. And this basically the overworld. It doesn't have very many enemies. It just has those little cute guys that I mentioned before. And it has these little holes in the ground which you could fall through. And this will lead you into a certain area where there's explosions for whatever reason. But basically, this is where some Menos Grande are kept, which is the huge guys that I had a bunch of trouble dealing with earlier. Basically, those Menos Grandes spawn there and stuff. So, yeah. They spawn there. And creepy. So, let's go on to the next thing. The Shinigami. Alright, so guys, we are here, and we have the Shinigami. So, the Shinigami basically work in a way that they are Soul Reapers, as that's how they translate it into English. And the Soul Reapers are basically here to kill hollows and get holes from the world and put them into Soul Society. As you can see, this little item that I have here, which is the Shikai, got me a little bit of a boost on the little bar on the side of my screen. It was 50 and now it's 55. That is from this thing that it is able to increase your spiritual energy when you attack people. So it's pretty cool, but it only has the strength of a wooden sword, which is kind of a downside to it, but it is still a very, very cool weapon. Next up, we have the Shinigami robes, which is the Shikankaku, whatever. It's basically the Shinigami robes. That's all you need to know. There's a zombie and a creeper there. I don't want to touch them, so I'm gonna leave. But if you put them on, I still have diamond armor, which is kind of stupid because that's dumb in this mod. Basically, if you put these on, you look like a Shinigami, so I'm the Brockgami. It's kind of funny to say, but whatever. And then we have the Zanpakuto. The Zanpakuto is basically the most important thing to a Shinigami. It is his bloodline, his lifeline, his lover, his mother. It's everything to him, basically. His sister, his brother, a lot of stuff. Shikai, because fuck Bankai, you know? And you're able to have Shikai in this mod, which I've showcased in the past mod showcases, but if you do not know what Shikai is, basically it's an increased version of your Zanpakuto, even though this already does quite a bit of damage, and it can destroy sunflowers with no problem, ha ha ha. But basically Shikai makes it really, really strong and it kills shit really, really good. So, yeah. That's a thing. But they have no Bankai yet in this mod, so it was not added. I am sorry guys, but alas, let's move on. You want to have an anvil for this part, for the Shikai. Basically, you want to put your Zanpakuto there, and you want to name it. I am going to name mines Zangetsu. Zangetsu is going to cost me a bit of experience, but whatever. I don't care. So, now that I have Zangetsu, it's pretty cool. As you can see on the side, we have 1,000 of these little things for spiritual energy. And as you can tell, my field of view is crazy increased, but that's not because I'm on Quake Pro or anything. That's because the more spiritual energy you have, the faster you are and the higher you jump. So you really want to get your spiritual energy up if you want to be really fucking strong. But otherwise, you have your little Zangetsu over here, and Zangetsu's cool as shit. So, basically, in order to transform into Shikai, you're just gonna want to press X. As you can see, I have Zangetsu right now. And I could do a Gentatsu Tensho. Gentatsu Tensho. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at pronouncing it, even though I've been watching Bleach for a really long time. I'm not good at pronouncing stuff. So, if you right click and aim somewhere, boom! You will destroy everything. I just killed a creeper in one hit. That's how strong I am. So, it's very terrain destructive. So, it's really cool. It's kind of like it is in the anime, but I kind of wish it was black. That's probably only going to be added when it's in Bankai. But whatever, if it was black, it'd be so cool. So cool. So, basically, also, this makes it so speed and strength and stuff like that. There are also a ton of different ways a ton of different types that you could go into. Obviously, fire, water, light, dark, lightning. But I'm gonna let you guys experiment those with yourself, or you can cheat and look on the forum post. But either way, you guys figure it out. So, we're gonna move on to the next thing in the Shinigami. Shit that you put on your face. Alright, so next up we have the mask, which you can get from mob drops, as I told you beforehand, and they all have different effects, such as the Bat Hollow Mask, allows me to see in the nighttime, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna take that off though. I totally didn't need some golden apples. Also, you have a rave party, and you get a jump boost if you have the spider mask on, but I still have that rave party. Look at how cool that is. You can also see under the water, which is really dope. Oh, I can't see under the water anymore. That kind of makes me scared, but whatever. I'm just going to take that off. And now we're going to put on the Blaze Hollow Mask, which makes you run really quick. It gives you like Speed Boost 3, which is crazy. Snake Hollow Mask doesn't do shit. Golem Hollow Mask doesn't do shit. Wasp Hollow Mask doesn't do shit. And then Stalker Hollow Mask doesn't do shit. Oh, no. Stalker Hollow Mask gives you strength. But it really doesn't matter that much because your Zangetsu gives you that anyways. So, fucking piece of shit, in my opinion. But whatever. Also, the wolf mat doesn't give you shit either. So, there's just a bunch of not giving you shit type of stuff here. But the thing is, when you put them in here, you get mass shards. Like, a bunch of them. Just mass shards everywhere. And these are the lower level hollows. So, they only give you one mass shard each. So, they obviously are only going to give you one. And the higher you go up, such as Ore Hollow gives you 2. Grand Fisher gives you 2, and Menos Grande gives you 3. Now, when you get 9 of those, and you combine them in a 3x3, you will get this Hollow Mask. This is the strongest Hollow Mask in the game. It will make you so incredibly strong. Speed 2, Strength 2, Regeneration, Resistance, and I have Fire Resistance because of the apple. But combined with my Zangetsu, it makes me incredibly fucking strong. So, I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. You also swim faster, which is pretty cool. Or that may just be my field of view fucking me up, but I'm just gonna move on forward so that way I can fuck bitches. But the one I want to challenge right now is that Menos Grande, so that way you can see how easy I'm gonna kill him. I'm just gonna release one Getsu Tensho, release another one, and a third. And as you can see, he's almost dead, so fourth, and he's still alive. He's really strong. Since I can't get near him, Getsu Tensho. Getsu Tensho. And he's still alive. And he's dead. So, it does take a little while longer than normal, but that's practically because there was a bunch of mobs around me and I couldn't get a clear hit on him. I couldn't start smacking with my sword because if I did, then he would have died way faster. But there was a bunch of skeletons and stuff. But that's even more to prove the destructive power of this thing. Also, these guys. Hold up. Get out. I don't need you. There are also other abilities that come with this mod. Like, when you go up to people. What's it called? I would be able to send this guy to heaven, but I'm in Shikai right now and I have no idea how to get out. But basically, when I'm fighting a hollow and they start fighting me, there's a blocking system. Basically, they attack at my health first. And by the way, Menos Grande drops a lot of experience. Basically, they attack at my health first, not my health, my spiritual energy instead of my health first. But as you can see, I could kill all of these guys really fast, and there's no problem. I could literally just destroy every single thing in this mob with my combination I have right now. So that's the cool part about it. But basically, it just takes away from my spiritual energy first and then my health. So that's a little ability. And there's also Flash Step, but Flash Step doesn't work in this mod. So we're going to go on to the Quincy, but if you already watched the Quincy, then this moving on to the last section. The Quincy's. Okay, hey, what is up guys? We are here with the Quincy section of this mod. And this is basically, you know, the opposite of the Shinigami part. So we are going to start right off by using the Quincy Pendant. The Quincy Pendant gives you the regular Quincy bow, which you got from the last iterations of the mod. And basically, it works basically the same. You just aim, shoot, and it consumes some spiritual energy, but you're able to kill your enemies pretty fast because it's a really strong move. You can also have the Quincy Tunic, the slacks and the shoes, which are the Quincy robes, and it makes your shots a lot stronger. So I could pretty much one-hit this pig. Things like that. This spider can be fucked in like 1 second. Like that. And you also have the Steel and Dizer from last time, which still works as a wooden sword if you like that alternative. But otherwise, you can use the Quincy bow, and it leaves a destructive path and it destroys stuff, and you can go pick it back up. So it's still pretty cool and overpowered, unlike last time. It's just like last time, so that's pretty nice. And we also have the Quincy Pentacle Tentacle. The Quincy Pentacle Tentacle is basically just a web Quincy bow, which Ishida uses in the show, and you're basically able to shoot multiple ones without even letting go. So it's basically just rapid fire, and it's really, really nice. And I believe you can use the Steel and Snizer with it, but I'm not too sure. I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't. You can only use it with the regular Quincy bow, because with the new one, it won't work. But yeah, it basically just destroys plants in its way, and it explodes at the end and kills whatever's at the end. So that's really cool. But that's basically it for the Quincy's. It doesn't have much of a difference other than, you know, the new web Quincy bow as compared to the last version. There was a lot more added in different areas, but that's fine. It's great. So let's move on to the last section. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Delvin, and this is the Bleach 1.7.2 mod showcase. This took me quite a bit to make, so if you guys could leave a like in the, you know, like button below, you could just thumb it up, if you know what I'm saying. You could just thumbs that up, and if you really like the video, you can subscribe. And thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.